Linkin Park record. Talk to me about that, all right, Mike?
Well, I think for each of us, we come from different places. We like, different types of music. We each of us, grew up on different types of things. But I think there's, one of the common threads as far as musically is that everybody does really like a lot of different things. There's a heavy rock influence in the band. There's also, a lot of I personally like old school hip hop a lot. Big Daddy Kane, Boogie Down Productions, Run DMC, stuff like that. I love new hip hop. I love some electronic music. Big Depeche Mode fan. And each guy, it goes on and on like that. When we get in the studio, I think one thing that we forget that other bands don't do, and Chester, you can speak on this too. In some bands you've got a guy who's the kind of leader of the group and does, makes a lot of the decisions and writes a lot of the music. And in our band, we kind of have people that are, maybe that's their special gift, that's their area that they kind of excel in, but everybody excels in it to some degree and everybody has input to some degree. So whether you're talking about like, Joe with our DJ, he does most of our videos, he's a special talent for that, and also everybody in the band is involved to some degree. So when it comes to the studio, I really love being in the studio, I love writing, and I make sure that in the context of making a record, everybody has input. And especially on this record, I think more than any other record we've done, I really wanted to make it democratic and make sure that we voted on just about everything we could vote on and make sure that everybody was really happy with it, because that was just something we hadn't done so much like that before. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, we really... I've never worked with anybody like this. I've never worked with any kind of job. I've never had any kind of relationship in any form that is anything like what we have in this band. We all have the ability to to compromise, and we all have the ability to understand what the greater goal is with everything that we do. It's really interesting because, there are guys in the band that, may not be in the studio writing all of the songs and everything like that, but, what they bring in terms of their opinion, in terms of their insight into the songs that are being written, can change the direction of the album and can change the direction of what the songwriter is doing. And that is just as valuable as the person sitting in the studio working on a song. And the same goes with art direction. The same goes with putting a tour together like Projekt Pevolution. There are people behind it that kind of do all the footwork, but when everybody gets together and they all kind of, it keeps everybody focused on what our goal is, and it's really interesting how it works. And combined, that's what makes us who we are. And I don't think there are many bands like us out there, but I think that's definitely one of the things that makes us unique.
One more thing I just wanted to say real quick is when you sit, for anybody, a lot of people, watching are creative people. You make something, whether it's a song or a piece of art, instantly, like when you're doing it by yourself, you've got an idea of how you want it to be and how it's going. And then when it gets to the point where it's feeling really good, you show it to someone else, you play it for someone else. All of a sudden, as soon as you do that, you're seeing and hearing it through their eyes, and it's before they even say anything, you're figuring out new things about it that you want to change, make better. And that, when we get together with all six of us, that's kind of how that works.
That's great. Well, guys, congratulations. Projekt Pevolution tour is amazing. And really, one last quick thing, the importance of the Revolution stage. I love the fact that you bring up all those new and upcoming bands on there. Talk to me really quickly, guys, about that before we wrap up.
Just saying one thing. I know you want to say something. The one thing that I really like about the way this was set up this year is that we were able to do the Revolution stage without playing over top of the main stage, two things competing. You really can come at noon, watch the whole Revolution stage, then move over to the main stage and watch the whole main stage. And to me, if we were the first band on a bill of 11, that would mean a lot.
It was really important for me putting the show together that I was looking at it from a fan's perspective, and I've been to shows where I've had to run back and forth between stages, like Mike was saying, and it's really annoying. And it just kind of it really, I think, it kind of cheapens a band's motivation to perform really hard, knowing that there's another band that somebody wants to see going on halfway through their set. So I think that was really important. But even beyond that, you know, we've got a lot of bands from Medina Lake, you know, who's just coming out and building their fan base as we speak, to a band like, you know, Mindless Self-Indulgence, which has been kicking around for as long as we've been kicking around, and they have a very strong fan base, very unique sound. It's amazing how they all work together, and they're also positive, and the kids are getting there early. Like, I think there's like every day there's an average between 4,000 and 5,000 kids that are showing up at noon to watch these bands, which is unheard of, you know. And a lot of them are saying they've been on other tours where, you know, it just wasn't this much excitement this early, and they feel like they've really gotten what they came out to do. They've accomplished that goal. And it's really great to see, you know, the guys in Medina Lake, you know, now they've got 400 or 500 kids standing in their meet and greet lines every day, and it's just growing, and it's awesome to watch that happen, and it's great that this is the place that can be done. So, you know, I'm glad they're going to get out of here and go tell other bands that they tour with, you know, about Projekt Revolution and what a positive experience it is. And, you know, we this year has just been a great bunch of guys, a great group of bands. The crews have been awesome. And it's just been probably one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had touring. So it'll be hard to beat this one.
Guys, thanks again. It was great to talk to you, as always. Always good to see you. Saw you earlier on the tour. Saw you when you did the first show for the new album, all along the way with you, and it's been great. So thanks again for seeing us and hanging out with us today and letting us in your dressing room. And everybody that's watching on MySpace.com right now. And, again, the tour's been great all summer. It really has.
Thank you.
All right, so Linkin Park will be coming on in just a little bit. I'm going to send it over to Jackie right now. Speaking of Mindless Self-Indulgence, we love those guys, and she's going to be backstage talking to them right now. I'm going to get out of here and let these guys have their space. Take care now.